Islam, Islam, Islamism. Bismillah, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First and foremost, I'd like to rise to my highest of heights and give all perfect praise to our Father God Allah, acknowledging our ancestors, known and unknown, recognizing and naming all true and divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, and the last prophet in these days and times, our illustrious Hebrew prophet, Noble Jew Ali, in his first, second, and third form. I would like to remain standing and extend those honors to our National Grand Sheikh, Joel Bratton Bey, all national officials at headquarters in Baltimore, Maryland, all sheiks, sheikesses, deputy sheiks, and deputy sheikesses, and all of our friends, visitors, guests, citizens, members, students, children. I greet you all with Islam. Today's date for the record is September 4th, 2022, according to the Gregorian calendar. And as always, on the onset of our calls, we open with paying homage to our Mother, Father, God, Allah. So can I please have everyone who is able to stand erect, facing towards the east, heels together, toes apart, separated at a 45-degree angle, upper arms parallel to the floor, forearms perpendicular, 5 fingers erect and together on the left, and 2 fingers erect and together on the right. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Ameen. We'd like to welcome you all to our National Town Hall Educational Forum call, being brought to you by the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic, under the guidance and direction of our National Grand Sheikh, Joel Bratton Bey. And I am the moderator for this evening. I am Deputy Sheikh Cornelius Sanders Bey, calling out of Lake County, Florida Republic. And we will be going into our administrative announcements. Our first administrative announcement, you can press star, and you have the floor.
Islam, dear good brother, Deputy Sheikh Sanders Bey, trusting all is well with you and the family.
Islam, near my good brother, all is truly well, giving thanks, trusting all is well with you and the family as well, and you have the floor.
Indeed, beloved, all is truly well with us over here. Islam family, this is your brother, Deputy Sheikh Mainstream Gray Bay, 44, yelling out of the Massachusetts Commonwealth. First and foremost, I would like to rise to my highest heights and give all perfect praise to our Mother, Father, God, Allah. I remain standing and send high honors to all true and divine prophets, known and unknown, recognizing and naming Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, and to our last prophet in these days and times, our illustrious Hebrew prophet, Noble Jew Ali, in his first, second, and third form. I remain standing and send high honors to our National Grand Sheikh, Joel Bratton Bey, and to all our national officials in Baltimore, Maryland, to our sheikesses, sheiks, deputy sheikesses, deputy sheiks, to our family, friends, guests. I greet you all in and with Islam. And I'll be giving you our first administrative announcement. On behalf of the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America, Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic, I would like to thank the guests that are on this Moorish National Town Hall meeting for joining us this evening. Our prophet Noble Jew Ali founded the ancient Canaanite temple in 1913 in Essex County, New Jersey. Later, in 1916, his missionary work was entitled the Moorish Divine and National Movement. In 1917, he transferred the movement to Cook County, Illinois. In 1925, the temple was called the Moorish Temple of Science, part itself. In 1926, the temple was incorporated as a civic organization. In 1927, the temple was unofficially adopted as the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. Our prophet Noble Jew Ali stated that the Negro problem is being solved only as it can, and that is by the Moorish Divine and National Movement. If you have a nation, you must have a free national name in order to be recognized by this nation as an American citizen. After lawfully connecting with the private international law of the Pan American Conference in 1928, the temple's name was changed to the Moorish Science Temple of America. The temple was then incorporated as a religious organization under the Illinois Revised Statute in Cook County, giving the temple and its members national and international power. During this same period of time, unfaithful members of the Moorish Science Temple of America in Chicago and Detroit conspired to destroy the positive existence of the movement, causing great confusion. This is the reason for the misunderstanding of the national side of the movement amongst all Moorish Americans until this very day. Our prophet Noble Drew Allah stated that Chicago is doomed and Detroit must go down for what they did to I, your prophet. Afterwards, in 1929, our prophet Noble Drew Allah made his transition to the plane of soul. Our purpose of establishing this meeting on Sundays is to properly educate people on what the Negro problem really is and to educate people concerning the national side of the movement of our prophet, Noble Drew Allah, so that you may receive a clear understanding of it. Our prophet, Noble Drew Allah, also stated, "Come all ye Asiatics of America and hear the truth about your nationality and birthrights, because you are not Negroes." In other words, all calling themselves Negroes, Black people, colored folks, Afro-American, Latino, Puerto Rican, Hispanic, or any other such names that allude to slavery. You are not these. Your nationality has been taken away from you and your birthrights have been stolen from you by way of your original birth certificate, social security card, and your state ID/driver's license, which is why clear color copies, both front and back, from these is required from you when applying for Moorish American citizenship as you transform from your lower self to your higher self while working towards your actual freedom and being free national Moorish American citizens. You have ignorantly contracted into the jurisdiction of the federal U.S. government corporation. Thus, your nationality is United States. You have surrendered your free national state citizenship by registering yourself voluntarily as a beneficiary of the U.S. government corporation by way of your birth certificate, which is an unrevealed trust account instrument placing you in commerce with the federal U.S. Federal U.S. citizens are not citizens at all. They are subjects and property of the District of Columbia, residents and franchisees of the so-called bankrupt U.S. government corporation under municipal law. The Constitution for the U.S.A. period, the Bill of Rights, and the 13th Amendment with 20 sections does not apply to federal U.S. citizens. Federal U.S. citizens are subjects and property under statutory, admiralty, and maritime law, as well as martial law, under the undisclosed presumption of an international contract. Federal U.S. citizens have no constitutional protections or unalienable rights. They only have granted privileges by the U.S. government corporation. Legal persons born or naturalized in the federal U.S. were made exclusively by the 14th Amendment. After the Civil War, the 14th Amendment was never lawfully ratified and therefore unconstitutional. Our prophet Noble Drew Allah held up the red flag with the five-pointed green star in the center in his right hand. This is our national flag. It is poorly misunderstood as the flag of Morocco. It is properly comprehended as the Moorish flag. He also held up the 48-star flag of the U.S.A. in his left hand. This is our flag of peace, friendship, and commerce within the states of the Union under the Republican form of government in this country. The 50-star flag of the U.S. with gold fringes around it does not represent free national Moorish American citizens. Social Security benefits and the income tax are voluntary contracts made mandatory for federal government employees and U.S. citizens who receives benefits from the federal government corporation. Asiatics are the aboriginal indigenous inhabitants of Africa. However, due to the fact that the Asiatics' birthrights have been stolen and we have fallen from the constitutional laws of the government, being placed in the chattel property status because of the reorganization of the U.S. with the New Deal in 1933. The Asiatics are now aliens, not to this country, but to all free national governments. We encourage everyone to become a naturalized Moor and register with the Moorish National Bureau of Vital Statistics in order to become part and parcel of this free national government. In this way, you are under the divine authority of our honorable prophet, Noble Drew Allah, being under the jurisdiction of the Emancipation Proclamations of President Abraham Lincoln, inclusive of the 13th Amendment, with its 20 sections, and not under federal jurisdiction, making your identity and your nationality Moorish American. The bankruptcy of the United States is a fraud. The Uniform Commercial Code administers this fraudulent bankruptcy. So those who undergo the UCC1 financing statement and its further paperwork applications become a party to this fraud and disconnect themselves from the divine authority of our honorable prophet, Noble Drew Allah, which is the conspiracy of the international banking cartel against us, Moorish Americans. Also, having a seat in the United Nations is a trap. This places you under the cartel, of the control of the cartels of Europe as well. Furthermore, a government that is a democracy is a trick because this type of government is not of the common people, for the common people, nor by the common people. Educating the masses on these issues in order for the Asiatics to become functionally active is of the utmost importance for the progress and growth of the Moorish Divine and National Movement. For more information, visit our website, www.moorishamericannationalrepublic.com. During this meeting, we would like our guests to remain muted if you are not speaking. This will prevent background noise coming from you as these calls are being recorded. When you want to speak, press the star button twice to unmute your phone and state your name and where you are calling from. You may submit your questions to our email, townhall@moorishamericannationalrepublic.com. So your questions will be answered in the order in which they are received, as the email questions supersede direct questions from the audience. We would like our guests to continue to attend these meetings, and please invite your family members, associates, and friends to attend these meetings. Islam. And that concludes the reading of our first administrative announcement. Thank you for the time, Deputy Sheik, and I return the floor back to you. Islam. and peace.
Islam. And thank you for that administrative announcement. All right. Our next administrative announcement, you can press star, and you have the floor.
Islam, this is Deputy Sheikh Sister Ariana Sanders Bay, calling from the Florida Republic. First, I would like to rise to my highest height, giving all perfect praise to our Mother, Father, God, Allah, and giving honors to all the true and divine prophets, namely Jesus, Muhammed, Buddha, Confucius, and the last prophet in these days and times, our illustrious Hebrew prophet, Noble Jurali, in his first, second, and third form. I would like to remain stand and extend those honors to our National Grand Sheikh, Joe Bratton Bay, all national officials at headquarters in Baltimore, Maryland, all sheikhs, sheikesses, deputy sheikesses, and to all that are on the call. Islam. The Divine and National Movement of North America, Incorporated, number 13. The Moorish American National Republic expects the presence of all members and invites the public to join us every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our Moorish Sunday Class Conference Call. Please join us by calling 443-961-4434. All Moors currently naturalized to the Moorish American National Republic and who have not already done so are requested to forward an email to manrssundayschool@gmail.com. This will confirm your registration and allow you to receive your information packet. Please include the names of all children, their ages, birthdays, and school grades. Also, we are requesting that members send us family pictures for posting on our website, pictures of Moorish families studying, playing, working, etc., and in unity. This is highly desirable. Please be advised that submission of your photo constitutes your permission to post. To submit your photo, send via email to sundayschool@moorishamericannationalrepublic.com. Again, the Moorish American National Republic Sunday School Conference Call is at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we invite the public to please join us by calling 443-961-4434. We had a full-hearted and passionate class today. You can listen to today's class at www.moorishamericannationalrepublic.com. We look forward to exercising our five senses together with you, manifesting guidance for our nation, Islam, and peace.
Islam. And thank you for that administrative announcement. Our next administrative announcement, you can press star, and you have the floor.
Islam, and thank you much, Brother Deputy Sheikh Cornelius Sanders Bay. Islam to the family, this is your sister, Deputy Sheikess Carla Green Eel from the Massachusetts Commonwealth. I rise to my highest heights, giving all perfect praises to Allah. We give honor to our ancestors, known and unknown, recognizing, naming all true and divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, and the last prophet in these days and times, our illustrious Hebrew prophet, Noble Jurali, in his first, second, and third form. Extending honors to our National Grand Sheikh, Joe Bratton Bay, all of our national and local officials, all sheikhs, sheikesses, deputy sheikesses, all of our children, students, members, guests, and citizens, I greet you all with Islam. Please remain muted for this very important announcement. Peace and greetings. The Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic, requires for everyone desiring to proclaim their Moorish American nationality to fill out and complete an application for Moorish American citizenship and 3 course registration forms for each of the law and history courses, which I'll explain later. Many people question, why do we have to fill out paperwork and submit copies of our personal documents? This is the reason. We must know who you are, your background, previous affiliations, work history, physical abilities, education, skills, training, etc. First of all, these documents do not belong to you. They belong to the federal government. So you must remember that in their jurisdiction, you are an artificial corporation under civil rights and granted privileges. Secondly, we require these documents because once you are a free national Moorish American citizen, your file will be in the Moorish National Bureau of Vital Statistics, which is set up for each natural person. These Moorish documents that you'll be receiving at the time of your naturalization are prepared from these documents. The most important page in the application is the self-audit page. This allows you to make sure you know the appropriate attire to wear during naturalization and are submitting the required documents, fees, and photos. The documents must be clear-colored copies for clarity and authenticity. The photos must be passport size. We use the photos for your nationality and ID card. Please have your national and religious headdress on and write your name on the back of the photos. The application process is reviewed each week. Because applications are received in the National Register's office, either with incomplete applications, no photos, or no documents. If a question on the application does not apply to you, place N/A, not applicable. This lets us know that you did read the question but did not omit it. We must read and follow instructions and learn to ask questions if we do not comprehend what is being said. The second part of the process is enrolling into the Moorish School of Law and History by registering for the 3 courses with the following completed forms. 1, a warning from the Prophet class form. 2, be it known class form. 3, nationality and ID card class form. 4, course rules and agreement form. Visit our website, www.MoorishAmericanNationalRepublic.com, and download the application and registration forms. These forms will have the full instructions, requirements, and prerequisites for the classes. Also, mail with your application an updated copy of your resume. You are not paying for your nationality. Your nationality is free of charge. You are paying for the cost of enrolling in the Moorish School of Law and History, just as one pays tuition when enrolling into a college or a university. The costs are also directed to the application processes of the preparation of your documents, as you'll receive these once you've completed the courses. It takes finances to raise a nation, and it takes finances to maintain and operate an educational forum. This concludes the administrative announcement by way of the Moorish School of Law and History. I return the floor to the moderator. Islam and peace.
Islam. And thank you for that administrative announcement. All right. Our next administrative announcement, you can press ***, and you have the floor. Our next administrative announcement, you can press ***, and you have the floor.
Islam.
Islam.
Islam. This is Deputy Sheikh Susari on the Sanders Bay, Re-Rising.
Islam, sister. Islam.
Islam.
Yes. I don't believe I'm looking for you at the moment. Islam.
Islam.
Giving thanks. Islam. Our next administrative announcement by Brother Simpson Ill Jr. You can press ***, and you have the floor. Islam. Brother Simpson Ill Jr., are you available? Islam.
Islam, there, Deputy Chief Cornelius Sanders Bay. Can you hear me?
Islam, there, Brother Simpson L. Jr. I can hear you loud and clear. Trusting all is well with you and the family, and you have the floor.
All is truly well with me and the family. All is truly well with you and the family, beloved.
Indeed. Giving thanks, beloved. You have the floor.
Indeed. Much honor and gratitude, Deputy Sheik. Pardon self, I had a little trouble with my mute feature. But continuing, Deputy Sheik, Michael Subsnell Jr., calling out of Wayne County, Michigan Republic. First, I'd like to rise to my highest heights, having all praise to our Mother, Father, God, Allah, to all our ancestors, spoken and unspoken, naming and honoring all true and divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius, and our last prophet in these days and times, our illustrious Hebrew prophet, our great Redeemer, Noble Drew Ali, in his first, second, and third form. I also like to extend those honors to our headquarters in Baltimore, Maryland, Temple number 13, our National Grand Sheik, Joe Bratton Bay, to all our national officials, sheiks, sheikesses, deputy sheiks, and deputy sheikesses, and to all our family, friends, guests, citizens, members, students, and to our illustrious future, our children, I greet you all with Islam. This administrative announcement is coming by way of our Sergeant at Arms Administration. Warning, if any persons, groups, or companies claiming to represent the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America, Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic, in any way and offering to sell you such things as the application for Moorish American citizenship, naturalization paperwork, nationalization paperwork, trust documents with the Moorish American National Republic's logos, passports, diplomatic appointments, diplomatic papers, diplomatic motor vehicle license plates, driver's licenses, titles of nobility, doctors or other educational titles, business banking licenses, tax shelters, tax identification cards, or the likeness of any of these, please contact the Moorish National Bureau of Investigation at area code 410-501-7301. I repeat, area code 410-501-7301. Immediately. Violators will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. The members and the grand body of the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America, Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic, are not sovereign citizens, nor Moorish nationals. The Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America, Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic is not, I repeat, is not a sovereign citizens movement. This administrative announcement comes by way of our Solicitor General, National Grand Sheik, Joel Bratton Bay. And that concludes the reading of this administrative announcement. Islam there, Deputy Sheik Cornelius Sanders Bay. The floor is yours. Islam?
Islam. And thank you for that administrative announcement. Our next administrative announcement, you can press ***, and you have the floor.
Islam.
Islam there, my good brother, and you have the floor. We got you loud and clear.
Islam giving thanks, Deputy Sheik. Islam family, this is your brother, Deputy Sheik, Mainstream Gray Bay 44, yelling out of Massachusetts Commonwealth, re-rising, ever rising to my highest heights, giving all perfect praise to our Mother, Father, God, Allah. I'll be giving our next administrative announcement. Notice to the public, let the buyer beware. Caveat emptor. Moors are men, upright, independent, and fearless who cares for their loved ones and follow the Prophet to a destiny which is not uncertain nor unknown. They are fortified by the impregnable doctrine built upon love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. It is therefore folly at its greatest height for smelly culprits with their insidious plans to invade such realms. They try, but their own bad planning brings down wrath upon their heads, like the sword old Damocles had. Intrigue and scurrilous cunning find a difficult path to travel within the ranks of the Moors. This is so because the Moorish movement has been well planned by Prophet Noble Drew Allah, whose latent powers are abundant, unknown, and may be called into action as a matter of defense at any moment. Prophet Noble Drew Allah knows the people within his ranks who are interested. They are vanguard of the movement as the Moorish hordes increase here in America. All of the Moors are active, not passive. A member's interest can only be in one direction, and having traveled over the road years before, the Prophet knows where every member is along the road. A few feet below is another road where schemers walk, where traitors grin, and culprits bask in the sun. They think they are on the same road with true Moors, but the Moors are high above on a pinnacle where they might view the destructionists as they fall for the last time and their bones bleach in the sultry midday sun. Hungry scavengers fly high, cast scent, devour, and leave crying out, cavity enter. Cast out the dead carcass. The Moors high above see these plotters, purveyors, the worst that exist, hurl themselves downward by their own work as the hawks await. The Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America, Incorporated, number 13, Moorish American National Republic, advises the public with the above words of warning written by Prophet Noble Drew Allah. The caveat emptor article's message is the same today in 2022 as when written in 1928. We have been contacted by various natural persons who have sent funds to individuals and organizations. Said funds paying for various some named below. Said funds paying for various documents, etc. Said individuals and organizations have no affiliation with the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America, Incorporated, number 13, Moorish American National Republic. Be herein advised, the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America, Incorporated, number 13, Moorish American National Republic, does not sell documents of any type. Again, we do not sell documents. Again, be herein notified that said individuals and organizations have no affiliation with our organization, the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America, Incorporated, number 13, Moorish American National Republic. Some of said organizations have mirrored names which read closely to ours. Therefore, pay close attention to whom it is you are sending your funds as the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America, Incorporated, number 13, Moorish American National Republic, carries no liability for funds sent to these individuals and organizations. There may be others, yet the four listed below have repeatedly been cited by those natural persons as the parties to whom funds were sent under guise of sending said funds to our organization. 1. R.V. Bay Publications. 2. The Moorish National Republic, the federal government, the Moorish Divine and National Movement of the World, the Moorish Science Temple of America. 3. Bureau of Moorish Affairs, Moorish State University. 4. EnforceTheConstitution.org. We will update this list as necessary. Thusly, the public is advised. Let the buyer beware. Islam, that concludes the reading of our caveat emptor announcement. I return the floor to Deputy Chief. Islam and peace.
Islam. Islam. And thank you for that administrative announcement. Our next administrative announcement You can press star, star, and you have the floor.
Islam.
Islam, sister, we got you loud and clear. You have the floor.
Islam, this is Deputy Sheikh Isasarianas in the Bay, Free Rising. Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. The public is invited to join our Holy Night conference call Friday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. If you live in an area without a temple or you are unable to attend your local Holy Night meeting, our Holy Night conference call is here for you. We invite the public and all members to join our Holy Night conference call at 443-961-4434 every Friday as we celebrate the closing of one creation and the opening of the next. Come give thanks to your creator, and exercise your five senses, celebrating and commemorating the divine unity of Holy Night. 443-961-4434 every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. See you at Holy Night meeting. Thank you and peace.
Islam. And thank you for that administrative announcement. Our next administrative announcement, you can press star, star, and you have the floor.
Islam.
Islam, sister, we got you loud and clear, and you have the floor.
Islam, thank you much, Brother Deputy Chief Cornelius Sanders Bay. Islam family, this is your sister, Deputy Sheikh Carla Green Eel from the Massachusetts Commonwealth, ever rising to my highest heights, giving all perfect praises to Allah. This administrative announcement is coming to you by way of the Sister Auxiliary. Islam. The Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic, is delighted to announce our upcoming conference call dedicated to the uplift of mobited members of this divine and national movement under the leadership of our National Grand Chief, Joe Bratton Bay, and the nobles of our grand body. Our conference call's purpose is to create a network system amongst our feminine energy, showcasing the array of talents we, the sisters in this body, have to offer. We are calling on every sister in our organization to heed this call, partake in this uplifting act, and be an active spoke in the wheel of this Moorish Republic. Come and familiarize yourself with your sisters and reap the benefits of membership of this national body that is committed to bring about the positive change necessary to facilitate the uplifting of fallen humanity. We encourage our sisters to get involved and support this demonstration. The Moorish American National Republic Sisters Auxiliary is requesting the help and support of all our brothers and sisters to donate to our fundraising, Life 10, and Tag Day celebration demonstrations. Show pride in your movement and support the Sisters Auxiliary as we assist in the uplifting of fallen humanity by donating $1 for a life pen, $3 for a tag, and $5 for a magnet. All three are designed to inspire, unite, and encourage dialogue about this great movement and our illustrious Hebrew prophet, Noble Drew Allah. This Moorish regalia can be viewed on our website, www.moorishamericannationalrepublic.com. Simply type in Sister Auxiliary in the search option. If interested in joining the Sister Auxiliary or any member wishing to order regalia, can send an email to sisterauxiliary13@gmail.com. That's SisterAuxiliary13@gmail.com. Please make note of your request in the subject line, whether it's membership, life pen, tags, or magnets. Please give your contact information, including your email and phone number. Our next meeting will be held September 22nd, 2022 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for your support. Islam and peace, and I return the floor. Islam.
Islam. And thank you for that administrative announcement. At this time, if there's any announcements from any of our national officials, at this time, you can press star, and you have the floor. Islam. All right. Well, we don't have any more administrative announcements. But at this time, we have a total of 28 callers on the line. We'd like to thank you all for your presence and your energies, because you could have been anywhere this evening, but you're here with us, and we definitely appreciate you. And we're going to get into these thought-provoking questions and get some dialogue going. All right. Our first question on the floor this evening reads, why are the chapters in the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America in Roman numerals instead of regular numbers? Is there any significance to this? Islam? At this time, our floor, hold on 1 second, my good brother. At this time, our floor is now open for any brother or sister who has any insight on the subject matter of the question on the floor. And at this time, we have our first participant stepping up to the plate, and that is Sheikh Roy Bey, and you have the floor.
Islam, Brother Deputy Sheikh Cornelius Sanders Bay. Thank you very much, brother. Part of my fast for interruption, so you know all respect is due to the moderator, my good brother. You know, so yeah, man. I saw the question tonight in the email, and I just smiled and laughed. Man, I like this question. This one is nice. So before I begin to demonstrate, it is customary that we rise to our highest heights and give perfect praise to Allah, the great God of the universe, who is almighty, eternal, and incomprehensible, the universal governor of this world seen and worlds that are unseen. I give honor to John the Harbinger, also known to us as the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, both harbinger and forerunner to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I give honors to all true and divine prophets, naming Jesus, Muhammed, Buddha, and Confucius. Honors to all the Asiatic brothers and sisters on the call, and honors to the individual who put this question on the floor tonight. Honors to our National Grand Sheikh, Brother Joe Bratton Bey, the highest of which will be extended to Prophet Noble Drew Ali in the first, second, and third form, Islam. All right. You know, I said about 2 weekends ago that Brother Malcolm X made a statement in 1963 in his speech, Message to the Grassroots. He said, of all of our studies, history is best qualified to reward all research. 1996, I stumbled upon some information. I have the book in my house still. And I was shocked to have read what I read in 96 or 95, it could have been actually. They want to know why there are Roman numerals inside the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Well, the first thing we ought to know is that those Roman numerals ain't Roman at all. They never have been, and they never will be. That's why they're in the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Roman numerals that we're looking at, which denotes the sequence of the chapters by way of numbers. Those numbers came from another people called the Etruscans, if I'm saying that correctly, if I recall it correctly. And the Etruscans, they were an ancient people that predated the Greeks and the Romans, and they were the first Italians and the first Romans. And those people, according to scientists, scholars, historians, archaeologists, anthropologists, even down to the mitochondrial DNA, are what you would call today as black people. Black people. That's what I said. I didn't stutter. Let me say it again, because I know we still cling to the names and principles that allude to slavery. So we still coming up out of that process, so that it resonates with you in contemporary language, which is in fact de facto black people were the Etruscans, but the identity was not black in them days. These are the individuals who produced what is now called the Roman numeral system. And they did it because when the pale skins came in, they was doing trade and business with them centuries later, but they didn't know how to communicate with each other. And so they formulated this system of numbers. It was for trade and economic business purposes. So if there was a trade, say, of some rice, they would use, a number to denote how many bags of rice a person got that was being traded off for the actual business deal. The Roman, I keep saying the Roman, man, see, there I go. The so-called Roman numeral system, it was a system of 7 numbers. Don't that 7 sound familiar to you? See, that 7 on the front of that Holy Koran carries a lot of weight, vibrational energy, and all of it is rooted in our people's history. There's so many different connotations that denote the vibration of that number 7. And it goes beyond even the Etruscan people and what they did. But that number system is yours, not Rome's. The Italians, according to all of the European studies, not mine, I love to quote the European when I know they correct. The Italian people, these ain't your Super Mario Brothers with Luigi and them guys jumping up and down beneath little cubicles, hitting their head on gold coins. The Italians were you. The Romans were you. But when they came in, they whitewashed history. And how they got to claim it, because wars broke out centuries later between the Romans and the Etruscans. And in so doing, they obliterated these people, but they kept the number system. They always keep something of ours and claim it for themselves. You are the true living sons and daughters of the Most High God. It's your world. All of it belongs to you. We just have to go back and connect the proliferation of dots that will illustrate the true and living history of all of our people's bloodline throughout the 4 corners of the earth. These people ain't never done nothing. Everything they got is stolen legacy, stolen ideology, borrowed concepts, borrowed principles. They have originated nothing, especially when it comes to the ancient field of academia or ancient culture. They just drug it off into a modern day era and claimed it for themselves. But the Roman numerals, and I believe, had the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali stayed on the manifest long enough, he would have revealed that to us. Because I know he knew, because he was the Holy Prophet. He had so much to tell us, Morse, so much more. However, circumstances had arose, but he said, if I can get you to thinking, you can save yourself. Study long and study strong, and for surely you won't go wrong. All the questions to your answers are right in front of your face. All the solutions to your problems are right in front of your face. That's why the so-called Roman numerals are there, because they don't belong to Caesar or Augustus. They don't belong to Mark Antony, or none of them pale-skinned, the C word I want to use, but I won't pronounce it too boldly tonight. It's your story. Go and claim it. Now you know. Deputy Chief Cornelius Sanders Bay, it has been real, my good brother. Thank you. I want to return the floor respectfully to our moderator. Islam and peace.
Islam. And thank you, Sheik Roy Bay, for that beautiful, beautiful demonstration and getting us started, getting the ball rolling. Appreciate you much, beloved. Islam. All right. At this time, Islam, this is somebody's coming through.
That's not Deputy Sheik. That's Sheik or Day, but was it someone else trying to come?
No, that was just you, but you sound distorted, like far away.
All right. I still sound the same.
Yeah.
Okay, let me take these things. All right, Islam, beloved. Can I be heard now?
Now there you go. We got you loud and clear now. You have the floor, Sheik.
All right. Appreciate you, family. Islam Moors, this is your good brother, Sheik Isaiah Orton Bay, calling out of Wayne County, Michigan Republic. First and foremost, ever rising to my highest heights and give all perfect praise to our Mother, Father, God of the universe, whom we Moors refer to as Allah, remaining standing and extending those honors to all of our ancestors, known and unknown, naming, recognizing all true and divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammed, Buddha, Confucius. Our last prophet in these last days and times, our illustrious Hebrew prophet, the Honorable Prophet Noble Jew Allah, first, second, and third form, remaining standing and extending those honors to our national officials, our grand body at headquarters, under the guidance and direction of our national Grand Sheik Joe Bratton Bay. All of our Sheikesses, deputy Sheikesses, our citizen members, students, family, friends, and associates. I greet you all in the universal greeting of Islam, Islam, Islam. Beautiful commentary by my good brother, Sheik Roy Bay, in reference to our first question on the floor. Real quick, Deputy Sheik, can you read the question one more time for me?
Islam, Sheik, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Our question reads, why are the chapters in the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America in Roman numerals instead of regular numbers? Is there any significance to this? Islam?
Okay. All right, appreciate you, Deputy Sheik. Like I stated, beautiful commentary by my good brother, Sheik Roy Bay, just to camel back off of that energy. Indeed so, more so when we understand what the so-called Roman numerals are, what they represent, as our good brother shared with us, they represent numbers. But ancient Rome let you know where they got these letters from. It's taking you back to the Latin alphabet, Moorish Latin. So as our good brother demonstrated, our history is there. And again, it comprised of 7 of these Latin alphabets used in their number system. All right, as our good brother stated, it was used for trade. All right, it was used for marks on the calendar, dealing with popes, monarchs, a time. So, what did Prophet Noble Jew Ali bring us in the Circle 7? Why do we have the Roman numerals there? Because these are indications of time. Remember, Moors, 18 years of Yashua, the one that's called Jesus. Where do we get the name Jesus? From the East. 18 of those years are revised from the King James Version. Revised meaning omit, alter, change, take away. So Prophet Noble Jew Ali bringing us those 18 missing accounts during the time of what? Let's go to the 101 questionnaire, Moors. These are the keys for us to unlock the secrets of self. When was the head of Satan taken off? 1453, Byzantine. It's taken us into a time and an era for us to reflect upon, Moors. When we go into the time of Jesus, it's going to take us into that time of Julius Caesar. Herod or Harold, the one who put the tax out and the edict to kill all Hebrew boys ages 2 and under. Remember, Jesus was on the run, Morris. After the age of 12, he was gone. Where did he teach? India, Africa, Europe. So the Roman numerals are there because, as our prophet stated in his oral statements, he has cracked the Roman seal. He said, I got Rome now. You might have got me 2,000 years ago, but I got you now. So it's vital for us to have these 18 missing years or these 18 accounts to understand what the good brother, the prophet Yashua, did. What did he speak to? What law did he come to enforce? He didn't bring a new law. He came to enforce the law of his forefathers. As our good brother stated, who were those Romans that created Christianity? We're talking about those individuals, those Hebrews, who sided with Rome. Your first bishops, your first cardinals of the Christian church were Moors. William Shakespeare, the pen name behind all of these Moors. So the relevance of why the Roman numerals are there, we have to understand the conditions that our people is dealing with. Remember, Morris, our people are under the Christian black code. So in order to speak to the people and to their conditions, our prophet put it in a simple sense of understanding to tap back into that what? That mental space. He said he came to redeem us from our mental slavery. So high degrees and keys why the Roman numerals are there. But just to add my spoke and share in reference to our question and subject matter, cameling back off of that good energy set forth by my good brother Sheik Roy Bay, I'm going to put a period behind my commentary, yielding the floor back to you, Deputy Sheik. Islam, Islam, Islam.
Islam. And thank you for that beautiful demonstration and add on, Sheik Orton Bay. Appreciate you much, beloved. Islam. At this time, if there's anyone who has any questions, comments, concerns, or anyone that would like to add on to what has already been stated, the floor is now open. You can press star, state your name and where you're calling from.
Islam.
Islam.
This is Brother Mark Sturtevant Bay, Wayne County, Michigan Republic. How you doing tonight?
All is truly well, my good brother. Giving thanks, and I trust the same with you and the family, and you have the floor.
Thank you, thank you. First, I want to rise to my highest of heights, giving thanks and praise to the Mother, Father, God, Allah. I want to give honor to the Prophet for his teachings. Where would I be without them? I want to give thanks to the great Jamaican brother, Marcus Garvey, for paving the way. I want to give honors to Sheikesses, Deputy Sheiks, and Deputy Sheikesses. I want to give honors to National Grand Sheik Joel Bratton Bay. Well, Sheik Roy Bay, you started us off so good. I don't know if I could follow up behind that. And Orton Bay, you did such a marvelous job. I'm just going to stick on there real quick and piggyback on what they both said. First, I want to give a definition for Roman. The word Roman is an adjective relating to the ancient Rome or its empire or people. So when I posed this question, and yes, I have posed this question because I'm a very Aquarian mind, I think very deep. So when I posed this question, I wanted to see what others had to say about it, and I was not let down at all. And thank you, my good brothers who went before me, for your demonstrations. But there's always a message from the prophet. So it says here, the definition of Roman relating to the ancient Rome or its empire or people. Okay, then I'm going to go to the beginning of Christianity. Instruction 1. The foundation of Christianity began in Rome. The Roman nations founded the first church, of whom crucified Jesus of Nazareth for seeking to redeem his people from under the Roman yoke and law. So then I'm going to take that from there and I'm going to go to the oral statements. Number 42. The oral statement says, Sister M. Howe Bay of Temple 19 said that the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, while speaking, would jump up and down in the air and laugh and say, Rome, 2,000 years ago, you got me, but I got you today. When the Holy Prophet was here 2,000 years ago as Jesus, the Roman nation crucified him. But when he came as Prophet Noble Drew Ali, he accomplished everything that he came for. Excuse me. So what that's saying is, when you go, and I was asking that question, everything starts off in the chapters as Roman numerals, as we know it today. But as the good brother had illustrated, that nothing that Rome has came from them. But he's sending a message to them, because after those Roman numerals that we know of, he got some instructions that has been divinely prepared to uplift fallen humanity. That's why the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America was prepared. This is why. So he was sending a message, because he said, listen, he said, Rome, 2,000 years ago, you had me, but I got you today. And how do he got us? By teaching his people to be themselves through the instructions. He says, I'm going to let them connect the dots, because I'm going to stop the European from thinking and start you Moors to think. So now when we come together and we unite and we start thinking, now we can dissect what was already brought for us. There is nothing new under the sun, Moors. Everything that's right in front of you is there. But a wise man told me, he said, if you give people an open book test and they don't know where to go to get the information, they'll still fail the test. And that's what happens with us. We get all this information, but we don't want to study it. We don't want to read it. We get our paperwork and we say it don't work because we don't know where to go. We don't know how to navigate. The prophet knew how to navigate. And that's why he said, if I can get you to think, you can save yourself. I've given you everything that it takes to save a nation. Now take it and save yourself. So the prophet didn't set anything up by mistake. If these chapters are in Roman numerals, whether they're ours, and we know that everything came from us, he was always sending a message. It's a purpose behind it. So with that demonstration, I was just wondering, I said, if I'm thinking like this, I want to see what other people had to say about it. Because that was the significance for me, is that Rome, you had me 2,000 years ago, but I got you now. Every chapter is in Roman numeral, when he could have put it in numbers, just regular numbers. He's sending a message because he got instructions under each chapter to prepare us, to equip us, to go out there and deal with Rome every single day. So with that demonstration, I just wanted to add my little spoke to the wheel, and I'm going to put a period at the end of my demonstration. Islam?
Islam, can you hear me?
Islam, I can hear you now.
Islam, and giving thanks, my good brother. Appreciate you for that demonstration and add-on. Islam. At this time, if there's any brother or sister who would like to add on to the demonstration, you can press ***, state your name and where you're calling from. We had some beautiful demonstrations thus far.
Islam?
Islam, Sheikh Roy Bey.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Deputy Sheikh Cornelius Sanders. But I just want to add on just one little small minor thing. I'll be brief, Muslim. Yeah, getting back to those Roman numerals, man. You know what that stuff really was? Those are like ancient price tags. Same way, like how you go in the store, something that says 99 cents or $4.99. That's what it technically really was, like ancient price tags. But later, they utilized those things to mark off, you call it, like chapters in a book. Yeah, that's how they would separate some of the paragraphs. You know what I'm saying to you? So the system really expanded from its point of origin. And now it's just something that we commonly use in the Board of Education, you know, so we learn about these things. But these people, man, they even took down some of the Romans who wore these ancient military uniforms when they was conquering other lands. They took the uniforms from these same people, Etruscans, who was made reference to earlier. And the Etruscans was very closely related to the Carthaginians. Very closely related to the Carthaginians. They was very friends with Hannibal and his father, way back in the days. Today, in 2022, the places where they really dominated at, some of these Etruscans, was what you would call modern-day Turkey. See, our people's history is so vast and broad, man, and we get bits and pieces of it every now and then. But in order to connect these dots, to show the point of origin, to say, so we can say, okay, fine, the story starts here, you know? Because every son and every daughter, they're born of a mother, and they spring from the loins of a father. They just don't pop up somewhere in some foreign country and, you know, and, oh, I don't know my mom and dad is. Even if they're adopted, they know they have a mother and father out there somewhere. This is why in ancient Kemet, the knowledge was centralized, denoting that it belonged to a single common ancestor. That's the point of origin. And we are struggling in trying to locate the origin of our first intellectual, scholastic, you know, our spiritual footsteps and so forth, because that's going to show forth a lot of our history and our herstory and our identity, and it's going to help bring us full circle with that Circle 7. So, you know, that's all I got to say as an add-on. Thanks a lot for your time, Sheikh Cornelius Sanders Bay. Thank you, brother.
Islam. And thank you, Sheikh Roy Bey, for coming back and dropping another jewel as you did earlier. Appreciate you much, beloved. Islam. All right, we're going to be moving on to our second question on the floor this evening. Islam?
Islam. I don't mean to disrupt the flow. This is Ian T. Baker from West Virginia Republic. Just super quick, I just wondered, since the Sheikh just spoke, how do you spell that in Etruscans? Am I saying it right? May I ask that, Islam?
Islam.
Yes.
You want to, Islam, Sheikh Roy Bey, you got it?
Yeah. I believe it's ETRUSCAN. I could probably spell it better than I could even say it, you know. So it's ETRUSCAN. Etruscan. Get it? That's what it's called. Etruscan. I'll be saying it so fast, but you know, Islam. Peace.
Islam. And thank you, Sheikh Roy Bey. Islam, brother Ian Baker, are you set?
Yeah, all set over here. Thank you much, Islam.
Giving thanks, my good brother. Appreciate you. All right. We're going to move on to our second question on the floor this evening. Our second question on the floor this evening reads, where in the divine records can I learn more about the origin of the pale-skinned nations of Europe? Can someone expound on it? Islam. At this time, our floor is now open For any brother or sister who has any insight on the subject matter of the question on the floor at this moment, you can press star, state your name and where you're calling from. We on a roll tonight. Where in the divine records can I learn more about the origin of the pale-skinned nations of Europe? Can someone expound on it? Islam. The floor awaits for someone to press star, state their name and where they're calling from, because I want to hear this. Islam?
Well, was someone else coming in too?
No.
Okay.
You have the floor, Sheikh.
Islam, appreciate you, beloved. Islam Moors, this is your good brother, Sheikh Isaiah Orton Bay, calling out of Wayne County, Wayne County, Michigan Republic, ever rising, giving all perfect praise to our Mother, Father God of the universe, whom we Moors refer to as Allah, giving all honors to our last prophet in these last days and times, our illustrious Hebrew prophet, the Honorable Prophet Noble Jew Allah, first, second, and third son. All right. We're in a divine, let me see. Let me get to that question again. All right. Where in the divine records can I learn more about origin of the pale-skinned nations of Europe? Can someone expound on it? Good question. Well, I'm going to take my shot at this and exercise my five and my understanding. You're not going to find the divine origin of the European nations of Europe in any divine records or any history of antiquity. We've heard on many of the occasions our master teacher, National Grand Sheikh Joe Braden Bay, states, we are the people of the book. Not one book, but all of the books. When we go into the questionnaire for Moorish children, our 101s, say, who are the mothers and fathers of the human family? Adam and Eve. Paraphrasing. All right? So when we go into that human race, there's only one race, Morris, the human race. That's a compound word, human, one of hue. The Europeans also confirm because they use terms such as mankind, and they get everyone trapped in that way. Oh, mankind, closest relatives is the ape. We evolved from apes. That's not the story of original man. Who made you? Allah. Who is Allah? Allah is the Father of the universe. Can we see him? No. Then we can start talking about creative faith and the Elohim. But when we're talking about antiquity, history, the divine records, the Canaanites, the Moabites, the Amorites, the Ishmaelites, these are all the native Hebrew people of the book, Moors. The Levites. This is the Asiatic nation. Why? Because we are the mothers and the fathers of civilization. Everything come through our seed. Go back and check out that old movie, Planet of the Apes. See who the apes was catching, running experiments on. These inhumane people who couldn't speak. The ape supposed to represent the Asiatics. But you can go on, and there's other history out there. There's certain terms that you can look into. For instance, troglodyte. Just check it out. Nothing that I came up with, but troglodyte. See what that word means. And then you'll get a better understanding of who the true Negro or nigger is. So nowhere in antiquity divine records are you going to see the origin of the Europeans? Everything comes by way of our seed. Remember, we went into Europe in the ages. It was very dark in Europe. A lot of inhumane things were taking place amongst those European Slavic peoples. We went in 711, thank heaven for 711, and ruled for over 700 to 800 years, up until 1492. We brought the bathing in, the agriculture, the buildings, the structure, the civilization, the standards of living was brought in by the Moors of Europe. That's why they're revered on all coat of arms throughout Europe. The Moors are revered. So if anyone can bring to the floor, I would like to hear that information. All right, in reference to the Europeans being mentioned in divine records. Because when you're talking about all these civil wars that went on throughout the Bible, this is brother on brother. We're fighting amongst ourselves. So with that, I'll put a period behind my commentary and yield the floor back to you, Deputy Sheik. Islam, Islam, Islam.
Islam. And thank you for that beautiful demonstration and getting us started. Sheikh Orton Bey, appreciate you much, beloved. Islam. Well, at this time, our floor is now open for any brother or sister who has any comments, concerns, or anyone that would like to add on to what has already been stated. The floor is now open. You can press star, state your name and where you're calling from. And like the Sheikh said, he's waiting for somebody to press star, and state where in the divine records about the origin of the pale skinned nations of Europe. I am definitely waiting too. We on a roll tonight. Come on. We got a total of 40. Islam, Sheikh Roy Bey, you got it.
Yeah, you got it. That's funny. Yeah, thanks, man. You know, let me jump on my camel, man, ride out into the hot desert and see what I can do with this question here. Well, you know, let me say this. Going back in history, anytime you're looking for the origin of any people, you have to start with that single ancestor, and that is yourself. Remember, you are the mothers and fathers of all human beings, and every civilization, whether they were civilized or uncivilized, came from you. Now, I'm not going to get too heavy with the biology and potency of the sperm cell of the male brother amongst our people, historically and worldwide, and how that sperm cell can run with power through the womb of the female sister on this earth, because it does a heck of a job. Prior to the Ice Age, we was confined to hot climates. And these hot climates, had we never left them, you wouldn't be looking at your lower self today in the form of what is contemporarily called a white man. The prophet said, when you're looking for that devil, look within yourself. See, when you see this individual who we call the cracker, he is the biological dysfunction of your lower self. And when we started to navigate globally away from hotter climates, we sort of bumped into glaciers, ice age times. And because we were not connected on the earth geographically to the hottest points, we began to adapt to colder climates. And in that adaptation process, we took on fairer skin tones. Our melanin was not as active and strong in the cold as it is in the summer. This is why in the summer they say you get a tan, and in the winter you get a little lighter. So in so doing, the climate of the earth kept us in harmony with nature when the temperature was hot. And when the temperature dropped and got cold, and we started to reproduce beings who were melanin deficient, we started to produce individuals who were very violent, bestial, and aggressive. And later, this connects to what is called the Yaqub story. So every time we are looking for these people in the divine origin, in the record of the divine origin, now they are written in the books. The Quran is of divine origin too. So is the Torah. So is the biblical context. These are the people called the people of the Al-Kitab, the people of the book. But the true origin of anyone's divinity outside of you is always you, because you are the original man. You are the original man. And you came from the original woman. Brother Sheikh Orton Bey just talked about the troglodyte. Yeah, that troglodyte Negro, he's a heck of a beast. Troglodyte denotes the cave dweller. And when we started to have these foul offsprings who were not consistent with our higher self, but were in fact the offspring of our lower self, where did they go? They went into the caves. Not the cave like Prophet Muhammad, not the cave that Moses went into, but they went into the caves, and for over 2,000 years, they slept in their urination and their defecation generation after generation. And they took on sexual acts with animals, and they became animalistic in their characteristics. And in 1983, I'll never forget, my father showed me the New York Times magazine. And it shows a so-called white man and so-called white woman featured on the front of the New York Times magazine. And it shows them looking like Sasquatch animals. And it told the story of how they lived in the caves and hills of Europe. And it said on the Time magazine, I'll never forget, it said, the way we were. This is what happens, brothers and sisters. Biologically and genetically, when you lack that melanin deficiency in you and you drop into your lower self, you start to reproduce animals on the earth who have no connective continuity to true spirituality. So they take on characteristics that are foreign to what is pleasant to look at. But remember, we made that problem, and only we can solve it. They're on the earth now. And from the time we spit them out in a rage of accidental birth giving. Now, we're the only ones who know them better than any other people on the earth, and we're the only ones who are held accountable and responsible to clean up the mess that we made. This is Moorish science, Muslims. If you got questions, we got answers. If you got problems, we render solutions. These are our illegitimate children. That's why they look at us. They know we are their parents, and they hate us for it. These are our illegitimate children. So we got to clean up the mess that we made. Moses tried to civilize them. He failed. We are still trying to do the job that the prophets done in their day. May Allah be pleased and bless us to civilize these people. So I'll leave it at that for now. Let us move on and proceed tonight with the program. Deputy Chief Cornelius Sanders Bay, Islam, Islam, Islam. Thank you much, Muslim. Peace and love.
Islam. And thank you much, Chief Roy Bay. You got the mic is hot right now. Oh, yes. My brothers is cooking with gas. That's right. Islam. Islam.
I yield.
Islam. I appreciate you. I'll get back to you. Islam. Is that Sheikh Romel Hyson-Hill?
Islam, Deputy Sheikh.
Islam. I didn't recognize the number, but I caught the voice. You have the floor, Sheikh.
Islam, giving thanks, ever rising, giving all perfect praise to our Mother, Father, God, Allah, all honor to all our divine prophets, naming and recognizing Jesus, Muhammed, Buddha, and Confucius, and our last prophet in these days and times, the honorable, illustrious Hebrew prophet, Noble Ali. Extending honors to the forerunner of the prophet, Marcus Messiah Garvey. All honors to all our ancestors that we speak of and those we don't, and all those who we will be ancestors of. Please forgive the background noise. I am outside in the public, on the highways and byways, traveling part in South Islam. Honors extended to all our national officials, all our chiefs, deputy chiefs, sheikesses, deputy sheikesses, divine ministers, and of course to our national grand sheikh, Joe Bratton Bay. Honors and special honors to him, especially with this question here, because I'm pretty sure when he comes on, he'll elaborate on what I bring to the floor. So I've had personally, I know three concepts that are strong about the origin of the pale skinned nations of Europe. The first scientific concept, of course, is the one known about albinos and being ran out the tribe and sent off to the mountains. And then, of course, reverting to the state of animal and us going back to those mountains and bringing them up to the point of uprightness again, and the teachings through what we designed as Islam and a system of what is now known as Masonry. Islam. Also, there is an origin I was taught by a brother, very intelligent brother, of Yaku, which is the Islamic perspective or part of the American Islamic perspective of the origins of the pale skinned nations, where it refers to a science project of them being grafted from the genes of us and spliced until what we have today as the pale skinned nations. The other stronger, more so the subhanAllah part itself, the Jacob or the Yaku was mentioned to be in the portion of Genesis where Jacob is doing herding for his father-in-law so he could marry his two wives, where he's turning the spotted goats or the dark goats to spotted and separating the spotted and the white goats, etc. That's a little shaky. The strongest version I've heard was brought forth by our national grand chief, Joe Bratton Bay, on these calls. It might not have been this call, it might have been our Sunday school call, but that's out of the Holy Bible in the book of Kings. I believe it's 2 Kings. I'll leave the grand sheik to elaborate on the exact chapter and verse. Islam. And in that elaboration, he'll give you a full breakdown on why it applies to the pale skinned nation of Europe. But just for a brief pre-note, I will mention that when Moses, one of the things that he did in front of Pharaoh to prove that he was a prophet, he put his hand inside his inside his garment and removed his hand, and when it came out, it was white, and it said it was white as if he had leprosy. And with that, I return the floor to the moderator, Islam.
Islam. And thank you for that beautiful add-on, Sheikh Romel Hyacinth L. Appreciate you much, beloved. Islam. Islam, Sheikh Isaiah Orton Bey, you have the floor.
Islam, appreciate you, beloved. Islam, powerful demonstration by my good brother Sheikh Hyacinth Il. Just to add on too, I wanted to make mention something that I forgot in my demonstration previously. Also, when we go into the true inhabitants of Europe, the first inhabitants of Europe recorded is going to take us back into the Grammati, which are the Moors, the Grammati Moors. This is also where we get the term grammar from. Again, Moors, we have to understand that we created everything, even the English language. We had to create it because the Europeans could not use their tongue and speak the several sister languages. So we had to create this broken form of communication for the European. That's why it's known as the bastard language, because it's comprised of many different other languages. All right, German being its foundation in Latin as well. So when we take out the time and understand, like I said, so like our good brother said, it's a lot of history. I came across that information too about the experiments that took place over here in the Amazon, and then you have records that can kind of much prove those accounts. More of these movies they put in front of us, Dr. Jekyll and the Mad Scientist, things of this nature. Those experiments took place here in the Americas, in the Amazon. They've used laser beams and went above the Amazon and seen cities, grids of cities laid out below the jungle of the Amazon. All right. And so when those experiments went bad, these are some of the stories out there. When the experiments went bad, a lot of disease and everything took place, and the sun was killing the troglodyte niggers. Like I said, we was trying to create this version so we can blend in to deal with our carnal selves. All right. This is why you see the movies like Outbreak, and they use the monkey, that causes this disease and the famine to, go worldwide. All right. So again, Morris, when we going into these accounts, you got to take your time. Take what's not injurious to you, and take the things that is useful and you can build upon. Again, always research and validate your resources. Check their resources, where you're getting your information from. That way you get a better understanding of the subject matter and speaking to the situation at hand. So again, Morris, when we're talking about the original inhabitants of Europe, that's going to take us into the Grammati Moors also. So I just wanted to add that demonstration to what was already stated. Islam, Deputy Sheikh, appreciate that, beloved. Yielding the floor back to you, family. Peace.
Islam. And thank you for that add-on. And Joel, Sheikh Orton Bey, appreciate you much, beloved. Islam. Yes, indeed. Without a doubt or contradiction, we are on fire, cooking with gas this evening. So at this time, if there's anyone who has any questions, comments, concerns, or anyone that would like to add on to what has already been stated, the floor is now open. You can press **, state your name and where you're calling from. Beautiful questions. We have a total of 44 lines on the call at the moment. Definitely appreciate you all for your presence and your energies. And I guess for question number 2, our brothers have given us beautiful demonstrations. And where in the divine records can I learn more about the origin of the pale-skinned nations of Europe? Can someone expound? Okay. Well, it's only one, or it's only one original. Original means first, meaning one, and we are the original people of the whole world, of this planet. So, yeah, quite naturally, as everyone has stated and led up to, they had to come from us, which they did. So we're gonna close that chapter, and we're gonna go on to our third and final question. Our third and final question reads: do we have a Moorish American national holiday? If so, what is our Moorish American national holiday? If not, why don't we have a national holiday? And is there interest and support to establish a Moorish American national holiday? Wouldn't such a program be eligible for funding under the Compensated Emancipation Proclamation made permanent constitutional law December 15, 1862, which reads in part, the executive government of the United States, including the military and naval authority thereof, will recognize and maintain the freedom of such persons. Islam, the question is kind of long-winded, but it's a long-winded question. And basically the gist is, do we have a Moorish American national holiday? If so, what is our Moorish American national holiday? If not, why don't we have a national holiday? And is there any interest and support to establish a Moorish American national holiday? So at this time, any brother or sister who has any insight on the subject matter of the question on the floor at this moment, you can press ***, and you have the floor. State your name and where you're calling from. It's a pretty questions are really decent today. Do we have a Moorish American national holiday? Islam? Any brother or sister can press ***, state your name and where you're calling from.
Islam.
Islam, Sheikh Orton Bey, you have the floor.
Islam, appreciate you, beloved. Islam Morris is a good brother. Sheikh Isaiah Orton Bay, calling out of Wayne County, Michigan Republic, ever rising. Islam. All right, real quick, to answer the question. Yes, we do, Morris. Notably for all Moorish Americans, I would definitely have to say our prophet birthright day, January 8th, is definitely considered a national holiday for Moorish Americans. We definitely should give honor to our prophet on his birthday, appreciating the universal energy for hearing our cries and coming into the crystallization form, as we know, the Prophet Noble Ali, the one who came to deal with our issue, all right, bring us remedy, bring us the solution to our problem, knowledge of self. So with that being stated, but as our Holy Quran, Circle 7 states, we have the divine instructions for us to create our own customs. So more as we know that we Hebrew, we know that we've been strayed away from our divine laws. It's vital for us to research our history and celebrations that we had. We know that also being taught every 50 years is a jubilee for the native Hebrew. All right, so that's something else that we can think of also to incorporate. But as it stands right now, what's in place, and I think that we all can agree upon, our birthright celebration of our Prophet Noble Ali, Islam, January 8th. Islam, that's what I'll share, Deputy Sheikh, in reference to the question. Yield the floor back to you, beloved. Peace.
Islam, Sheikh Orton Bey. Appreciate you much, beloved. And yes, I'd just like to add on to assist, which is Moorish American Week, which is January 8th to the 15th, I believe, which is a proclamation that's it's in a couple of republics, in these different republics, Baltimore, Washington, it's a few others, but it's definitely key. I just wanted to add that on to what our Sheikh Orton Bey had stated. Islam. Islam, was there, brother, coming through? I heard you say Islam.
Islam.
Islam, there, my good brother. You have the floor.
Islam. Thank you. Cornelius Sanders Bay. Thank you for
Islam, my good brother. You're going in and out. Islam, can you hear me? Islam, brother. Islam. You're going. Yeah. We're having a bad connection with your phone line, my good brother.
Islam. Can I be heard now?
You can be heard loud and clear right now.
All right. I rise to my highest heights, giving all perfect praises to Allah, the Father God. And praises to forefathers, four prophets that carry love all over the universe, north, west, south, east. Emmanuel ben Yashua, Muhammed, Buddha, Confucius, and the last prophet in these days of time, our illustrious Hebrew prophet, Noble Drew Ali, giving honors to our leader, National Grand Sheikh Joel Bratton Bey, giving honors to our governor body, our council, the Muftis, giving honors to the sheikhs, deputy sheikhs, sheikesses, and deputy sheikesses, guest members, families, those who are on this call. I greet you all with Islam. Here we go. It's kind of funny that this question is proposed today, and I was just reading about Thanksgiving. And usually, more than likely, these holidays has nothing to do with our heritage. More than likely, these holidays has more to do with their celebration of conquering us or doing something to us that didn't allow for us to really be our true selves, which they took our birthrights and things of that nature after, way before the Geneva Conference. But they knew for a fact that most of us who were wearing the fezzes and things like that were Muslims. And it's a statement that George Washington has stated that if these Moors knew that they if we take the Moors, the sandals and the feathers off these Moors, they'll never know who they are. And that has happened over the years. And we have been doing things and actually not celebrating the true holidays that we should be celebrating, which was just demonstrated by our good Sheikh Isaiah Orton Bey. So I would like to say that we must do our due diligence on some of these holidays, because the holidays that you're celebrating and you know nothing about is not a good thing for you or your spirit. And with that, I say Islam and peace.
Islam. And thank you, my good brother, for your demonstration. Appreciate you much, beloved. Islam. At this time, if there's anyone who has any questions, Islam, Sheikh Roy Bey, I knew you wasn't going to let me down. I knew you wasn't going to let this one go by without hitting the buzzer.
These guys up now. Yeah, brother. Islam, no doubt.
You got it.
So, thank you, brother. Excuse me. Re-rising to my highest heights, giving honors to everything that pertains to Islam, Islam, and praise to Allah. All right, so yeah, Moors, we do have holidays. And before I came to the Republic, I was in for many, many, many years in what is known as the Inc. Once formerly under Grand Sheikh Arlov L, currently under now Brother R. Jones Bey. Holidays, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali's birthday is always first and foremost. After that is usually the Moorish American New Year's, which is a week later, January 15th. Then you have the Moorish Seniors Day. That's in the month of March, the first Sunday of March. Then you have, I believe it's the Moorish American Tag Day. That's March 2, the 17th. Moorish Annual National Convention in Chicago, where it was first held in the days of the Prophet, September 15th through the 20th. We have our authority, which we all know about, which is July 20th. That's a holiday. Young People's Moorish League, Business League, or National League, something like that. I thought that kicked off around November, December, give or take. And the Sisters Auxiliary, that was in, I think, November or December when it first started. I think it was maybe December. Could have been the third Saturday of December. And these are the Moorish holidays, consistent with Moorish American history, post 1913 AD. All right? So, let's check it out, man. Check it out. I've been on different sides of the Moorish paradigm, because my family started in what is now called the Inc. in 1927. So I grew up participating in some of these holidays, Tag Day and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm back on the road now, so I can't speak too long, but I'll leave it at that. Deputy Chief Cornelius Sanders Bay, thank you very much for your time, brother. Peace.
Islam. And thank you much, Sheikh Roy Bey, for your demonstration. At this time, if there's anyone who has any questions, comments, concerns, or anyone that would like to add on to what has already been stated, the floor is now open. You can press star, state your name and where you're calling from. Well, my good peoples, it's definitely been a good conversation. Conversation rules the nation. And at this time, our National Grand Sheikh, Joel Bratton Bey, sends his Islams and love to everyone, as he will not be in attendance with us this evening. And we definitely send our love and appreciation unto him as well. And at this time, if there's any announcements from any of our national officials, you can press star, and you have the floor. Islam. Well, Islam.
Islam, Deputy Sheikh.
Islam, Sheikh Bey, you have the floor.
Islam, appreciate you. Islam Moore, this is your good brother, Sheikh Isaiah Orton Bey. This administrative announcement is coming by way of national headquarters. We are cordially inviting everyone, students and the public, to our naturalization ceremony. Our naturalization ceremony will take place October the 29th, 2022, according to the Gregorian calendar. We are requesting that all students who will be attending the naturalization ceremony, we are requesting that you submit an email to Sheikis Bellamy Bey. Please include if you will have any attendees that will accompany you in reference to the naturalization ceremony. All right. Also, the public, if you are attending as well, members, if you are attending, please again submit an email to Sheikis Bellamy Bey. And again, if you will have any attendees accompany you, please indicate the total number of individuals that will be coming with your party. Islam, we are asking that everyone please stay tuned to our National Holy Night call, our National Sunday School call, and our National Town Hall call as we get information in reference to our Holy Night service, which will precede the naturalization ceremony that Friday. As to our venue and the time, we will update everyone accordingly once we have that information. So again, Morris, tune in to your public calls. visit your website, www.moorishamericannationalrepublic.com. Once we get information solidified, that information will be posted on the website also. Islam, we trust and hope to see you all there. October 29th, 2022, the naturalization ceremony. Islam. Appreciate you, Deputy Sheik. Giving the floor back to you, beloved. You got it.
Islam. And thank you for that administrative announcement, Sheikh Isaiah Orton Bey. Appreciate you, beloved Islam. All right. At this time, if there's any announcements from any of our national officials, you can press ***, and you have the floor. Islam. All right. Well, we don't have any more administrative announcements coming by way of our national officials. So at this time, my good people, we're going to begin to close out the same way we open. So can I please have everyone who is able to stand erect, facing towards the east, heels together, toes apart, separated at a 45-degree angle, upper arms parallel to the floor, forearms perpendicular, 5 fingers erect and together on the left, and 2 fingers erect and together on the right. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Trusting everyone has a safe rest of the week. Keep safe, stay sane. Until next week's creation, much love and peace, peace, peace. Go in peace, Moors.